Hey guys, and thanks for joining me for yet another video. In this presentation, we're going to take a look at remixing a meal. So in this instance, we have some leftover ground pork and we have some leftover rice. We're going to enhance those two ingredients with a bunch of fresh seasonings and flavors to bring this menu up a notch. So let's get into this. Hey y'all, and thanks for joining me for another video. In this presentation, we're going to be making a leftover dish. Well, what that basically means is we're going to be using leftovers as a primary ingredient to create and to make this dish. So in this case, I'm going to be using leftover cooked rice, and I'm also going to be using some leftover cooked ground pork. And those are the two prime ingredients that are leftovers that we're going to be using today. So along with that, we have here 2 tablespoons of minced coriander, a quarter of orange, yellow, red, and green peppers finely minced, like cubed, 1 regular onion as well minced, 1 cup of frozen mixed vegetables, some green seasoning, which I'm going to be using about a tablespoon of chicken base concentrate, a half a teaspoon of minced garlic, half a teaspoon of minced ginger, a quarter teaspoon of hot sauce, and 2 tablespoons in total of cooking oil. Yeah, so we're gonna start our process off with 1 egg. So 1 egg, we're going to scramble it in 1 tablespoon of oil, and then we're going to set it aside for the next step. Hey y'all, so I'm back here in this frying pan. I have 1 tablespoon of cooking oil and I have 1 egg that I have whisked. So what we're going to do is we're going to just be frying this egg, scrambling it, breaking it down as small as we can. And I'm just going to be scraping it off when it's done. So I'll be back to show you what that looks like when it's pretty much ready to go or ready to set aside for the next step. So I just took the eggs out of the frying pan. I didn't rinse it or wash it anything. I just scraped the eggs out. So what we're gonna do right now is I have some toasted sesame seed oil. We're gonna put in about 2 tablespoons of that into that same pot. And right after that, we're gonna ignite it with half of our onions and half of our cilantro. And to that, half of cilantro and half onions, we're going to add our frozen pork that's been cooked. It's just been frozen because we weren't going to use all right away. So we're just adding that to this mixture, and we're going to break it down until it becomes one fluid paste. So when this starts to melt down, see, it's broken down already, but it has to heat up and integrate with these flavors, and that'll take about 3 minutes. So it's been about 3 minutes later that the pork's been cooked and heated up nicely on a medium-high heat. Now we're going to be adding our mixed veg to that, our frozen mixed veg, as well as we're going to be adding our peppers. So now we're going to be adding in our rice. This is also frozen, but we're going to be breaking it down. That was some thyme that you see in that rice because I steamed it with some thyme. So we're going to just be breaking down this rice slowly into this mixture. And we're also at this point going to add the rest of our cilantro, the rest of our onions, and now we're going to add our seasonings to this before we start. So now we're going to proceed with the seasoning portion of this video. We're going to add a half a teaspoon of minced garlic. We're going in with half a teaspoon of minced ginger. We're going in with a quarter teaspoon of hot sauce. We're also going in with a tablespoon of chicken base concentrate. And a half a teaspoon of green seasoning. So now we're just going to go in with a touch of soy sauce. I'm just going to go in with about 1, 2, 3 tablespoons of soy sauce. That was just for color, so it's not really for flavor. And there is salt in it, so we don't want to really go ultra hard. So I'm just gonna keep flipping this until this kind of disintegrates. There's an easier way to do it in the microwave. I choose the stovetop method because I'm drying out. So it took about 7 minutes to break down the rice, and our very last ingredient is our fried eggs. So we're just gonna mix that in. We can actually turn the stove off. So that was a total cooking time of 15 minutes to make this leftover fried rice. Or should say make this fried rice from leftovers. So yeah, this is pretty much ready to be served, and I'll show you. Hey y'all, so I'm just back to show you the finale of this meal. So here we have our minced pork fried rice. I have some fish and shrimp curry with vegetables. I have 2 pork kebabs and then a side of coleslaw. Yeah, and that's all going along with a glass of soursop juice. And that's what it looks like.